Hello everyone, welcome to Conversations with Sakeina. Today we are going to do a walkthrough of the Green Witch Tarot. And then at the end of this walkthrough, after I've been through all the cards with you, I am going to shuffle them up really well and have Sakeina throw out a couple of jumpers to let us know what she thinks of this deck. So stay tuned for that. But to get started here, this is the Green Witch Tarot. The deck is done by Anne, is this Maura or Mora? And the artwork on the deck is by Kiri Ostergaard Leonard. Now that this is not a new deck, 2015 is the date that I see here, and $31.99 is the going price. Not sure if that's still the case or not. I did not get mine for that price. I found mine used on eBay. It has a good sturdy magnetic box. Very simple, as I would kind of expect for this kind of a nature deck. And I am going to read you the back so that you know what kind of deck you're looking at. It says, attuned to the deep intelligence of the universe with the author of Green Witchcraft. Enter the world of the Green Witch, where elementals, fairies, and spirits of the earth help you align with the natural energies of the old religion. With the turn of each card, the Green Witch Tarot opens a channel between the reader and the spiritual beings of nature. Beautifully illustrated by Kiri Ostergaard Leonard and accompanied by a comprehensive guidebook for easy interpretation, this deck unlocks the energetic wisdom you can use to find the answers you seek. And it does tell you that it includes a 78 card deck and 264 page book. Beautiful box. But we're going to set the box aside and take a look here quick at the Green Witch Tarot Companion, which is the book that goes with the cards. Another gorgeous picture on the front. Now, I've not had this deck a very long time, and as you can see, the book has barely been opened, barely has a crease. So, not real sure what this is all about. It does tell a short bit about the author and the artist. Gives other books by this tarot maker. Acknowledgements, and we have table of contents, which is nice. You don't find that very often, at least I haven't. They're doing Pentacles, Athames, Wands, and Chalices, so Pentacles, Swords, Wands, and Cups, done in the Earth, Air, Fire, Water order. We have an introduction, which is brief history of tarot, Green Witchcraft in the tarot, and I can see that we don't have the same names for the cards. The Fool is the Green Man, the Witch is the Magician, the High Priestess is the same, the Earth Mother would be the Empress, and so on. We'll see that as we get to the card. Not all of them have changed, but many of them have changed. And then she kind of goes on to give quick keywords for each of the cards. There might be a little bit more to this than meets the eye. And talks about reading the tarot, consecrating your deck, ground and center first, beginning a reading, doing the reading, and more uses for tarot. And then we get into the Major Arcana, and the pictures are black and white, still clear. And she gives room for notes here, which I think is kind of nice. After each tarot card. So fast forwarding here to the next section is introduced by a page like this that says Pentacles, Earth, Material, Physical, Money, Business, Comfort, Health, North, and Winter. And then again, we go on to see information about the Ace of Pentacles, for instance, meanings, reversed meanings, and prompt words. And this section doesn't have room for any writing. Next is Athames, Air, Mind, Intellect, Power, Strength, Conflict, Worry, East, and Spring. And as you can see from the side, you can kind of tell where the next one begins. Excuse that, that was my Chihuahua. So, because it's gray. Then we have Wands, Fire, Career, Work, Creativity, Energy, Ambition, Venture, South, and Summer. And then we'll head for Chalices or Cups, Water, Emotions, Psychic Ability, Fulfillment, Relationships, West, and Autumn. Let's see if there's anything at the tail end. And they have added spreads. So we have a Witch Circle spread, an Elemental Cross spread, a Wheel of the Year spread, a Mystic Pyramid spread, a 9-card square spread, a simple yes/no answer spread, a Tree of Life spread, and then a conclusion area. So it's a pretty comprehensive book, the way that it appears. All right, so let us, and we may have to take a look at that book from time to time, just to see. So in looking at the cards, the backs of the cards have a pentagram as part of a wreath and roses on kind of a greenish old door. Beautiful. Very simple. It's not one of those that, you know, for those people who prefer to not be able to tell upright from reversed, but still a gorgeous card. The cards themselves, the card stock, I think in comparison to some of the cards, it feels a little bit on the thin side to me. However, I do believe these cards shuffle very, very well. I shuffled a bit previously, but then I had to turn around and put them all back in order. So we will test that out at the end, and I will show you. Many people like to riffle shuffle now, so we will check that out. The cards also have a shine to them on both sides. Sometimes cards are shiny on the back and matte on the front, but this definitely has a shine finish, which some people do not care for. I find sometimes, depending on the card stock, that this makes things a little bit easier for the shuffle process. For me, anyway. All right, so let's get started taking a look at these cards. So the Fool is the Greenman. And the colors of this deck are actually very stunning. My camera and the lighting that I have is definitely not conducive. I'll tip it like this. You can see it a little bit better for the colors. Beautiful. The Magician is the Witch. The High Priestess. the Empress, and I'm sorry, sometimes this is going to focus, sometimes it is not. The Emperor is the horned god. It is interesting, I will say. Now, I don't know if this is, yeah, I guess, okay, we have a very shiny, as I said, finish on these cards. But there's a kind of rougher feel to the underside of the card. Maybe it's a way that they muted the shine a bit. I mean, you can still tell that it's shiny, but there is a different feel to the front and the back. And then we have the Hierophant. In this deck, it is the High Priest. Gracious, it really doesn't want to focus, does it? Then we have the Lady and the Lord for the Lovers. The Battle Wagon for the Chariot. The Crone for the Strength card. The Holly King for the Hermit. The Wheel of the Year for the Wheel of Fortune. The Standing Stone for the Justice card. I really like this for some reason. It says harm none on the stone and then has the scales. The Oak King for the Hanged Man. Again, I apologize for my Chihuahua. He snores, but he snores a lot more when he knows I'm recording. Okay, so Lord of the Shadows is the Death card. Then we have the She for Temperance. Wow, one that actually focused. Then we have Nature for the Devil. The Wild Hunt for the Tower card. And the Star is the Star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment is harvest. And the world is the world tree. And before I move on, I'm just curious, just for how the book reads here. I want to see what this wild hunt for the tower, what it says. Okay, so the wild hunt, led by the god in his aspect of hunter, is the turbulent raid, R-I-D-E, ride, that travels in the night sky as severe winds, thunderous rolling black clouds, and streaks of jagged lightning. Their shocking passage initiates abrupt changes as they gather what is no longer viable along their route to the underworld. Here is liberation, coming as an unstoppable but quickly passing storm, freeing the mind and invigorating the spirit as restrictions are blasted away. Bright light erupts through the confining tower top and shines as a beacon from the window as an expression of a sudden enlightenment leading to new beginnings and new possibilities. Okay. This powerful energy in a reading offers the opportunity to cast off burdensome encumbrances that restrict a full life or the achievement of personal fulfillment. Mental and emotional stone towers that were constructed for protection from what has been feared block growth and potential. So the wild hunt opens the way for beneficial change and self-illumination. With the resulting awareness, hope is renewed for whatever caused the initial surprise will pass. Instead, this is the opening necessary for self-improvement and a new outlook. Insight, abruptly revealed, brings to light obstacles, misconceptions, and previously hidden truths requiring action. Change is in the air, and the universe is showing the reluctant individual into removing the blinders, rejecting denial, and finally taking the long overdue action for personal progress and spiritual growth. By overcoming the restraints previously self-imposed, internally or externally, fear evaporates and evolution can take place. Liberation from the same old routine, wrong job, false impressions, mistaken emotional connections, or delusions releases one from the trap of unhappiness and discontent. A person is set back on the right track, with peace and clarity coming as bright daybreak after a stormy night. Patches of rue for protection, destruction of negativity, release, and freedom grow at the base of the tower door as a reminder that one is protected in the period of change. A crowing rooster, should probably bring the card up here for you. Here is the rue. It's a very dark kind of card. So there's the rue. Here's the rooster. A crowing rooster for awakening, courage, and daybreak takes flight just as one's spirit will be released from the darkness that held it in check. And then it has meanings and reversed meanings and prompt words. So that is how the book reads. Okay, so next we're into the Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. The colors really are appealing in these. Then we have the court cards. The Page of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. And I'm not sure about this, but when I look at the court cards here, I feel as though the Page is the one who creates this pentagram, this coin. And then I think once he's finished, it goes off to the Knight, who takes it on the quest to get to the Queen. When the Queen receives it, I feel like she is just kind of holding it and putting her care and her nurture, her spell on it for prosperity of all kinds. And then I feel after that, she hands it over to the King. And the power of what she put into it goes to his kingdom. That's just a thought as I was looking at the cards. So now we're into the Athames, the air element. We have the Ace of Athames, or Ace of Swords. It's an adorable card. Two of Athames. Three of Athames. Four of Athames. And remembering that this is the suit of swords. Five of Athames. Six of Athames. Seven of Athames. Eight of Athames. Nine of Athames. Ten of Athames. Page, again depicted as a child. Sorry. Knight of Athames. Queen of Athames. King of Athames. So moving on to the fire element of wands, we have the Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, Three of Wands, Four of Wands, Five of Wands, going to have to do some editing here to chop out some of this, the time that it takes to get the cards to focus. Six of Wands, Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Wands, and last but not least, the suit of chalices or cups, the water suit. We have the Ace of Chalices, the Two of Chalices, the Three of Chalices, the Four of Chalices, the Five of Chalices, the Six of Chalices, the Seven of Chalices, so many choices. Eight of Chalices, Nine of Chalices, Ten of Chalices, Page of Chalices, Knight of Chalices, Queen of Chalices, and King of Chalices. Okay, so if there's a little choppiness in this video, it is certainly because I had to try to figure out how to focus. So what we're doing here is going to attempt to shuffle and see how well things shuffle. Very, very nice riffle shuffle. The cards are actually really comfortable in my hands. It is a little bit of a stretch for shuffling purposes, but for the size of the deck, it's not a huge deck. It's just my hands aren't that that big, and it's a little difficult. Trying to make sure I don't get reverses here. But there we go. We've got a fantastic riffle shuffle, and then side shuffle is very smooth, probably because we have the shiny back. That helps a great deal. So I'm going to go off camera for a few minutes and shuffle a lot so that I can ask Sakeina what she thinks of this deck. So be back shortly. Okay, I think we're good and mixed here. So I'm going to ask Sakeina to throw out a card and let us know what she thinks of this deck, which didn't take long at all. So what we have here is the Battle Wagon, number 7, which is the Chariot, the Chariot in the RWS Tarot. So obviously what she's saying here is the deck has a lot of movement. And I think if learned well, it could also offer up a lot of confidence to a tarot reader. Do you have anything else to share about the deck, Sakeina? I'm going to throw out another card. I do find it interesting on the Battle Wagon card that we have 2 white horses, and in most tarot decks there's a black and a white, whatever happens to be pulling the Chariot. So since we don't know this deck really well, I am going to take a look at the book and see if there's anything else this card has to share that might be a part of what Sakeina has to say about this deck. So we have the chariots of the Etruscans and the Celts were 4-wheeled battle wagons, large and unwieldy, requiring a driver to handle the horses and take the warrior on board where he wanted to be on the battlefield. In this card, the rampaging horses have no reins and are instead controlled by the personal power of the warrior. Now that's a good point here, is that it isn't just the name at the bottom. She's saying that a person can read these cards as per the image, and even by the image alone. He has the ability to command opposites and manage their divergent energies so they work together to accomplish his goals. This can be related in the business world to the one who takes charge and brings the team together to work on a project successfully despite their differences. Okay, it's going to go on to what it can be used for here. So it says the victorious warrior on this card is crowned with a circlet of woodruff. So this circlet of, let's see if we can get it to focus, circlet of leaves and flowers. And they say that this means it's symbolizing success in battle. So again, another point from Sakeina is she believes that this deck can be read successfully. It has a lot of motion. It can offer a lot of confidence to a reader. And the images are vibrant enough that, and imaginative enough that it can weave quite a story. I believe that's probably about it. So there you have it. Sakeina has put her seal of approval on this deck, mostly based on the images at this point because we did not read a lot through the book. But I do believe she is letting you know that a book is not absolutely necessary for reading these cards. All right, thank you for joining us on this walkthrough of the Green Witch Tarot. Hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, take care.